Let's go. All right, Dexter Longback here. Today's a special day, and what today is March 16th, 2025, and the reason why it's a momentous occasion is because one of the greatest fan-made games has been released during this time, and also just one of the greatest FNAF fan-made games ever made has been released, and it's obviously by the title, it's Five Nights at Pingas. And the reason it's a momentous occasion is because it is Five Nights at Pingas of this specific game. Now, a little history is that the in joke, or not the in joke, but the Pingus bit literally came from. It brings in a lot of early 2000s, 2010 YouTube, memes, specifically the Pingus joke, where it came from Sonic, specifically during the beginning of Sonic's early days of the franchise. There were two 90s cartoons that are usually dubbed as the Sonic Sat AM cartoons. There was the serious one, and then there was the goofy one, the slapstick screwball comedy. We're going to talk about the screwball comedy a little bit because that one has all the memes that came out, that way you could see plastered all over the internet back in the early 2000s, 2010s with all the whole YouTube poop, all that type of, that type of weird outlandish videos that were made during those olden times, because we're now about a decade earlier. But specifically one episode, Dr. Robotnik said, "Snooping as usual, I see," but the way the line was delivered, it sounded like he was saying snooping pingus usual, basically combining the last part of snooping and then as, and it makes pingus, and it obviously sounds a lot like penis, that type of word. And that's where we get Five Nights at Pingas, because one of the main characters is Dr. Robotnik, who will be dubbed in this video as Pingus. And then everything else, there's also other Sonic characters. There's Sonic, I think his assistant, Cluck, the robot. And there's also other early 2000 memes that kind of relate to Sonic, because Sonic, its franchise is sort of also kind of related to other franchises, like specifically like Nintendo and all, anything that's related to, Nintendo, Sega, all that type of jazz is brought into this beautifully made fan-made game. And another thing we can say is this game came out at the right time, because this was at least a year when Five Nights at Freddy's was in fruition and blowing up and, becoming popular. And this is one of the first fan-made games ever made. And hey, over 10 years, and it still holds up the test of time. I still enjoy this game, and I think everyone would enjoy it as well. So I'll be sure to have the link down below. I'll remind you again later, or at least by the end of the video. But one thing we also gotta say is one of the greatest things this game has is quality content. Like one thing you gotta notice is that this game is free. You could download it. It's not gonna have any problems. At least 38 MB, maybe megabits. Excuse me, because I don't know too much about technology. But another good quality that the game has is a very great story. Like, you don't, like, when you hear about this lore, it goes like super deep into some crazy plots and conspiracies. Like, from the newspaper alone, we got here in this article alone, Dr. Robotnik, who's scheming, who needs a night guard mansion, or a night guard in his Dr. Robotnik needs a night guard in his mansion and will pay over $10 billion for a night guard to watch his mansion. That is very convincing. And it's a lot more convincing than like the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, where you get paid like what, $12 an hour, and even in the other fan games, you probably get paid less, which is insane for the character to go and work the night shift. But over here, you get paid. You basically become a billionaire. And this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the story, because I'm gonna also link a video of the Five Nights at Pingas lore, which greatly describes what the whole story is about. And I'm telling you, this is beyond any novel or stories that out there that exist both in real life and in fiction. Like, this is some crazy heavy stuff, and it's like it's a very epic story. And I'm telling you, you'll get a great enjoyment if you want to know the story by a video form. That's where I'm gonna link it at. But with that whole story, there also comes the gameplay, and I've already said it's amazing. Like I can't express it myself, like just in by words alone. So I say to end off the video, I got the link down below, the first Five Nights at Pingas game, and you can go to Animator XP, who will also have the sequel games, the official sequel games, and you can enjoy those, and you can see the fan games and that are based on the Pingas story, which continue, and you can also enjoy those. It's all on Game Jolt. So I want to give a little cheers to Five Nights at Pingas.